Hi guys, welcome back to Brown's Boutiques. I'm Megan, and today I'm filming a video on how I make a baby blanket with Bernat Baby Blanket Yarn from Yarn Inspirations. This is in the color Beach Sand Dot. It's super bulky, 6, and it recommends to use, that's kind of blurry, an 8mm USL hook. I would probably not be using that size. I usually go, well, we'll see what size hook I use today. But I have my yarn, I have my scissors in case I need it to get the label off and save the label like I always do. And I have my crochet hooks here so I can find the right one I'm going to use today. I've done a video before using this kind of yarn, but there were a lot of questions on that video, so I'm not going to do the actual full making the baby blanket. I'm just going to show you guys how I start one. There is no pattern for this. I don't create patterns. I just go by what I feel works for what I'm making it, like who I'm making it for. So as you can see, it's white. It has this really pretty like brownish gray dots, lighter gray, and then like tannish brown dots throughout. So I'm hoping it's going to look very pretty. This could be a good neutral baby blanket if you don't know if it's a boy or a girl, or if they're not going to find out until the baby's born. This would be a good coloring to use. You can go with pretty much any kind of motif or nursery coloring that they want. But I'm going to start with a slip knot. I just wrap it around my fingers, pull through, and that's how I do a slip knot. Super easy. Show you again. I just wrap it around 2 fingers, pull it through, and that's how I do slip knots. Super easy and done. So the hook I'm going to use today is, let me see which one I want to use. I have quite a few here. I think I usually use my 9. You can see it's a 9mm. It's an N hook. Just a standard crochet hook, nothing fancy. I think we're going to use that one today for this one. So go ahead and slip in into the slip knot, and there we go. So for the blanket I made last time, I stated that I made 68 chains for the foundation chain, and then I just crochet. It's double crochet, straight double crochet, it's nothing fancy, all the way until I get the length I want for the baby blanket. Each blanket can be different. I make mine a little bit bigger, that way they can use them quite a bit longer. For a few years instead of just, oh, they're a baby, they're newborn, and that's it. I have a doll that I've used for my measuring for a newborn. She's probably a little smaller than a newborn is sometimes, but I use her as a guide for the size I want to make. But again, it just depends on how big you want to make it. I don't measure my blankets to see how many inches they are, but they're probably definitely in the 32-inch longer category, I would say. So you just want to measure it based on however long you want to make the blanket. Or the person, ask them, say, hey, do you want a bigger blanket? Do you want a smaller blanket? Do you just want it for her as a newborn? Him or her? That's just kind of how I would go about guessing it. Like I said, it's not really a pattern as such. It's just I crochet until I feel it's a good size, and then I'm done. So it's based on whatever you feel is best. So, sorry, I'll chain 68. So to do foundation chain, you just yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through. There's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm only going to do a small swatch to show you. I'm not going to do the full 68. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll go there. So there's 20 stitches for the foundation chain. Now with it being the bulky, it's really hard to see the stitch, so you have to feel for it. So right there, here's my slip knot I started with. Here's a stitch, there's a stitch. So you just have to feel your way through it. And then I usually start, I think, the 3rd chain from the hook, so you don't count the one on the hook. There's one here, there's one right there, and there's one here. and that's the one I usually go into when I do start my round. And double crochet, so you yarn over, insert your hook, and you're going to want to feel for it. It's going to be a little hard at first because it's bulky, but you want to feel for that stitch. If you have to, pull it apart a little bit, that is fine, because you want to find that stitch. There it is. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And that's a double crochet. Then you yarn over, you feel for that next stitch. It's not right here, that's the one you just went into. It's right here, right next to it. Yarn, go in, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Super easy. You're gonna see it start to come along here. There are those 2 stitches. And I know I've said before, bulky yarn is difficult to work with, but the pattern it creates and how it looks, and it's so soft. And so, like, because of, you know, you can wash it before if you want to, before you give it. But it's so soft. And see, there are all those stitches already. 1, 2, 3 stitches. And you're just gonna keep going. Yarn over, find that next stitch. Whoops. Right there. It's right there. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And I know I've said this also before, my camera is not the best. If I get in too much closer, it will become blurry. I'll try my best. See, you can see the stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But you just yarn over, find that next stitch, insert, yarn over, pull through. So it's going to be blurry on my camera. So I know people commented before it's blurry. I can't really do much about that. So it's just going to be a blurry photo, blurry video a little bit in some spots. But that's basically what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the end of the round, and then I'll be right back so I can show you how I go to the next row, because I know people had questions about that too. I thought you could see it in the video, but people still had questions about it and didn't seem to know what was going on. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm going to finish this round. I'm just doing the same thing, just double crochet. Nothing fancy. It's what I do in all my videos. Most of my videos are double crochet. It's my go-to for everything. Get some more yarn here. But it's my favorite stitch. I know I've said that before too, but it is, because it's so versatile. It's so easy to use for everything for the most part. You use it in hats, blankets, scarves, fingerless gloves. Now this yarn I probably will not use for a baby blanket. I don't know anyone that's having a baby in the near future, so I may use this as a scarf or maybe a throw for myself or something. But I'm just showing you a small swatch on how to make a baby blanket with this bulky yarn, because I know people had questions. I'm almost done with this row. 2 more stitches, and I'll show you how I turn and chain. And again, I do it for the same double crochet. I do it all the same. So I'm at the end of the row here. It's very pretty, coming out very nice. Again, very neutral coloring. Go with anything. I'm at my last stitch, right at that slip knot I started. So I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. End of my row. As you can see, that's only 20 stitches, and it's already good size width, because there's my hand, and it's a little bit wider than my hand is long. Now, when I turn, I always, unless it's a pattern I'm following, I chain 2. So 1, if I can get in there, it's a little tight. 1, 2, and turn. Then I go in. I don't go into the first one unless it's a pattern I'm following. I go into the second stitch. So I yarn over, look for the top. Again, it's bulky yarn, it's hard to see. But here's that stitch with my chain. It's going to be this stitch right here. So I yarn over, I feel for that stitch, I insert my hook. And there you can see the V. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, double crochet. And then I tighten it. And then I yarn over, feel for that next stitch, and go right into it. And the more you use bulky yarn, the better you're going to get with it, and the more you're going to get to realize and feel where the stitches are. So as you can see, here was my turning chain, right here. And there's already 2 stitches, finger going in between them right there. That's all I do. Chain 2 and turn. And then I feel for that next stitch. Don't go too don't go too low, because then you'll go into the between the posts. Yarn over, feel for that next stitch, feel for it, and go right into it. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. And that's what I do on a baby blanket. Really, anything I do double crochet, I chain 2 and turn. Unless I say I'm doing a pattern and then I need chain 3 or chain 1, I always chain 2. So if you guys had questions about that, you weren't sure, always chain 2 for what I'm doing. If you want to do 3, that's fine. If you want to do 1, that's fine. It's whatever you feel is good for the blanket you're making, whatever you feel looks good. If you're following a pattern, stick with the pattern. But do a few more, yarn over, feel for that next stitch. It's kind of hard to find because it is bulky yarn, and bulky yarn can be a little forgiving as well. If you do go too low, hardly you're going to be able to see it. Like, you'll know it's there, but people are going to be like, what? It's like, oh, well, I messed up the stitch. Well, they couldn't tell. So it's something to get used to. If you want to try bulky yarn, I highly recommend it. It's really, really nice to use. Works up usually pretty quickly, and it makes it so super soft. I know you can't really tell in the video, but it's really soft. Soft and warm. And there's a few stitches done. So yep, for the baby blanket I made last time, I chained 68 at the end of my row. I chained 2 and turn. Then double crochet all across, chain 2, turn, and go all the way back and forth, until you get to the size that you want for the blanket. And so that's how I make my baby blankets with Bernat yarn. If I do like a regular blanket, it's pretty much the same way. Baby blanket, if I don't use the bulky yarn, I just use regular yarn. Pretty much the same thing. Chain 2 and turn. Unless I want to be a little fancy. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it was a lot helpful, answered some of your questions. It was good to be filming again and posting a video for you guys. I know it's been a while. We moved and had to get situated, and I changed jobs, and it was just a whole mess. But everything's good now. Everything's into a rhythm. We're loving our new home. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you give it a try, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any other questions, also leave in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Give a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm going to try and start posting again. It may just be on the weekends, since my job's kind of not set hours. So I may just be trying to post on the weekends, film at least and post. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Happy crocheting. Thanks for watching. Bye.